All right, guys, welcome back to Maincast Winter Brawl here for the second best of one of the day. We have got FlyToMoon versus MR, aka Dendy Stack, aka if you look at the banner, the 10 Commandments of Devi.
Yeah, pretty much. What the hell?
There's some commitment there. That's what I'll give it. Did you figure out kind of what it means, Liz?
It's like some verse from the Orthodox Bible, I guess. I think that's it.
All right.
There's like što ime moje Gospod, kog da soveršu nad njimi svoje mšenje. And you will know that my name is the Lord.
Dendy.
Dendy, the
Yeah,
Lord.
fair.
That's
Okay.
him.
That's what it is.
About
It's Dendy channeling divine intervention, right? If he becomes the Jean d'Arc of Dota, he's unstoppable. However, allowing a Viper to go through to flirt him in the first phase is not a good way to be unstoppable.
But wait, what's happening? It wasn't Burania in this team with Dandy. Where is he?
Apparently
He
not.
was, but right now he's not.
Kasani replaced him, I guess.
Maybe it's him. Maybe it's him on Smurf. I'll check.
Which, by the way, Kasani's meant to be a member of FTM, so this just gets better and better.
Yeah, I think it's some troll. I think it's some troll move right there. But in any case, there are other more important members of this team, or more popular members of
More
this
noticeable,
team.
more proven, more appreciated.
Exactly. I mean, this MR is pretty sick right now. This lineup that they brought up in this game, there's Dandy, there's Ghostic, there's LeBron, there's King R, and there's, I guess, Xani, but I'm not so certain about that. But in any case, all five players, all four players, respectable, known, have performed really well in the past, have had some hiatuses from the pro scene. Ghostic probably the one that, in my opinion, has done the most in the last couple of years. But yeah, versus them, FlyToMoon with Slayers always want to fly, Iceberg, VTune, and General. General obviously played with Dandy for a long time and with LeBron in Navi. VTune kind of new to the scene, but has been around in tier 3 teams. Iceberg, if you don't know him, he's gonna bash your face in. He's that boxer guy. Always gonna fly your designated feeder, and Slayer your position 4 for them, I believe. Maybe, yeah, he's usually their position 4. Always wanna fly, obviously, very popular and old school player too.
Usually plays a lot of heroes with wings or ones that are expected to die because that fits into his alternative ego, which is always want to die. So fly or die.
Slayer might play the Sky Rat in this particular game too. It could be a decent position 4 game for Sky. Viper picked up. Usually we see this guy banned. Viper is pretty solid right now. It's almost impossible to win the lane versus him. There are some heroes that can deal well with him, but it is difficult to play against this guy. On the side of MR, we have Brewmaster and Disruptor. I think this is like their comfort zone. They were actually trolling about Disruptor in the chat before the game started, and yeah, General was calling out LeBron. Like, you're gonna pay for that Disruptor or something like that, and he was trolling him and telling him to pick Disruptor first pick, and they actually did it. The mad lad has done it.
I mean, first phase still counts, I guess. It's not a hard hero to fit in drafts right now, in fairness. It got some buffs. Now 5's getting more gold means Ag's Rush is more feasible as well. The interesting part is the Lifestealer ban. I get it against these two heroes. It's just, I don't know about you. Like, it's kind of like comparative to Dota versus LoL things that are going around. Like, Lifestealer versus someone like a Drow Ranger. There's no definitive answer, but let's be honest, right? Drow Ranger is kind of like a big husky or a Malamute, right? It's trustworthy, it's loyal, it's reliable. You can count on it to back you up in a fight. And Lifestealer is a bit like a Chihuahua, right? It's small. It's a great accessory for a pink handbag, and that's about it. And some people like that. Some people like having a useless dead weight thing that they stick in their bag for 25 minutes that comes out and maybe yaps at an intruder. But as you've seen recently, Liz, when a burglar comes or someone comes to attack you, you want the trusty carry, the hard-hitting Malamute. You don't want the tiny little Chihuahua.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like when that happened, my Malamute, my German Shepherd, which is a girl, which is 25 kilos. She ran out and she was the one that was barking and attacking. My Malamute was literally just like lazily getting out of his house, and he's like, "All right, what's happening? What's the commotion about?" He didn't do shit, man. Like honestly, but I love him anyway.
I,
He's
I, I
useless, but I love him.
I think it is a fair comparison to say that Lifestealer has turned into the Chihuahua of carries in Dota, right? It doesn't feel good anymore.
I mean, he has been changed, right? So he has that bonus attack speed now. He doesn't really work as well against high HP heroes, but I think he's still kind of solid. You can still build him into that right click or the Radiance build, and in a proper lineup, he can work. He's not always great, but in a proper lineup, he can work.
Yeah.
I believe there are heroes that are like better to pick right now. You have your Drows, you have I don't know, something like your Doom that you want to give priority to instead of banning the Nikes, you could ban that, but they've been banned already. So
Do you think
Shadow Fiend,
it's more to do with like Lifesteal's better as a counter pick to these type of lineups, ones that have a lot of magic bursts, for example? Whereas before it was like, oh yeah, you just pick it can't lose its lane. It deals with any offlaner because most offlaners have some sort of bulk of health.
yeah, it's more of a answer right now than it is really a constant pick, no matter what. Naga Siren is interesting for MR. They get that little uh, illusion-based hero that can drag the game and just win after she's six slotted. Viper does fairly well versus her right now, as he has that break, right? Versus the new Naga, you don't really use Riptide anymore. It's a built-in passive ability, so Viper can, with his Nether Toxin, obviously can come in handy versus her. Now, if you get something else that can build a Radiance or something similar, Naga might face some issues if it even is your position one Naga or two.
Yeah. Vipers do obviously prefer at the moment to try and avoid Never Toxin early on, but if you're up against a Naga in a lane, it's worth one value point, as you said, for the breaker lane.
I mean, later on, what I'm talking about in the
Okay.
lane, obviously you don't want to get it, but later on when Naga is about to just obliterate you, not having that Riptide on her is definitely a bonus in these big team fights.
Definitely
MR
agree.
MR might think about. Actually, they can't. I was gonna say that they might think about getting something like a Rubik versus the Viper, but it's been banned out shrewdly by FTM Slayer.
Slayer himself does like to play a lot of Rubik, so you can understand when it's a good game for it, especially with what they like to pick next. Because right now they kind of lack good, reliable initiation. I want to say something like maybe a Centaur could work, which hasn't been banned out.
Some lockdown with the Skyrat, Centaur, Legion Commander would be good as well. Clockwork, actually, super old school combo, Skyrat plus Clock. I was like, it's all right. Then again, there's always Disruptor with Glimpse
Yeah.
against you, but I think it can work, especially in the lane. Skyrat plus Clock, they can be pretty solid together. Battery Assault isn't really the greatest versus Naga as long as she has those illusions, right? You use Battery Assault, she splits, suddenly you're just not hitting her at all with the assault. So
It's pretty strong with the Skywrath though, right? Like, because you can actually trap someone in the cogs. It's like, all right, press R Skywrath. I'll just sit here, watch him die.
you can keep Brew locked down. He can't really split.
Yeah,
if you
it's
get
like
the
the Shaker Classic counter is also the Brew counter, right? Like, it's just permastun. Also, actually, in fairness, Liz, right? New Clockwork it can deal with disrupting now. It's not a counter anymore because you built your axe, right?
Yeah,
you hook shot
with the
in,
egg.
you get
Yeah.
glimpsed out, you just hook shot back in.
All right, that's true. Nature Prophet obviously is also decent versus Clock. You can use your Sprout to get yourself away from him. Even if you cogs you in, if you use that Sprout properly, you can just get out. You also have a lot of trees to deal with the battery assault. I like the tree pick. It looks all right. It's also, I'm not sure if it's going to be Ghostic playing the tree or if it will be the Ghostic playing Brewmaster. We'll see. I think he plays both heroes really well.
All right, AM Classic, Mana Burn, decent against a lot of these heroes. Does reasonably okay on the lane against Brew, right? Because Brew's pretty mana intensive.
Yeah. They have catch for him in the form of disruptor, right? You have glimpse
Yeah.
for him. But overall, you needed something that can scale well versus the Naga, and you don't really have too many options. So AM does make some sense. I like it.
It's going to be
Also,
interesting to see what, like, did they have to pivot off Viper's lane? Because I'm thinking right now that AM just wants to farm, obviously. But Clockwork, if he is a core, that's a big if at the moment. You are countered pretty heavily in this game. You mentioned the Prophet, but also Naga. There's a lot of things that screw with your battery assault.
you could just last pick you could last pick your offlane last. Have Skyrat 5, Clockwork off. I'm not the great Clockwork 4, sorry. Not the biggest fan of that right now in this game, but it could work for them. FlyToMoon, they ban out Jakiro because they're expecting position 5, and I kind of agree with Dandy and MR. I think FlyToMoon does need a position 5. This clock, even though the game is hard for him, should be on the offlane because if he's position 4, I think their lanes might be awkward, like Skyrat plus AM versus Nature's Prophet. It sounds bad. I think they need some hero that can deal with the Prophet and Naga on the safe lane. I mean, later on in the game.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like Clock more as a active free, right? It's kind of like that 3.5 role where he'll get 6 and then his core can, like his support rather, can take over, farm the lane. He ganks mid or the other lanes with hookshot, and it's very easy to killing people now.
I'm actually sad for them, for FlyToMoon, that they banned out the Wyvern phase. I think this would have been a decent Wyvern game for them early on. It's a hero that deals well with the Prophet in the lane, with the Naga later on. They ban out the Mars and they pick Lash. All right. So they right now their draft is completely open. Like this Lash could be your 4, it could be your 3, it can even be your 5, even though not the biggest fan. I think 4 or 3 on Lash. We'll see. Like they could lane Skyrat plus AM and Lash plus Lock. That's an option for them.
Yeah, I like
See,
it. It's a good setup, and also I think the other thing the Lesh does for them that they didn't have was a good way of clearing out the army, right? The Naga illusions, the Prophets, Treants.
Definitely helps them with the wave clear, with the pushing potential. Gives you an ability to kill creeps fast and also towers.
Oh, and how did we forget about this guy? I guess it's been a few weeks. Everyone's like still digesting the Christmas dinners, and their brains are in a food coma, and people forgot Magnus is still a hero.
I mean, he has been nerfed, so he's been changed a bit.
True.
But then again, it's still Magnus.
Yeah, he was still
We'll
getting
see.
picked at the One Esports event, so he was still quite popular after they changed. They added skewer, mana cost,
Yeah.
cooldown.
Dandy obviously will play that Magnus, and he's been spamming that Magnus forever. He loves this hero really, so it's going to be a treat to watch him play it. We'll have Ghostic playing that Brewmaster on offlane. LeBron is going to be playing the Nature Prophet. Disruptor will be played by King R. We'll see which one of them is going to take that farm priority. But Xani will be the Naga on the safe lane. On the other hand, Slayer will. It looks like Slayer will be the 4 with Clock on the offlane. Iceberg will be playing that.
Oh,
It's the support.
support Viper.
I've actually seen this.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I was completely surprised by this at the first glance, but I have seen it. It has been picked in my pubs by some high-ranked players. Sometimes it does work. It's not always too shabby.
Yeah.
We'll see how well he does in this game.
Of course, like the Orca part is you're just going to force people away with TPs, but I think it's always a comparison of things like, imagine if Huskar had a slow on his burn as well. Could you make him a support? Quite possibly. Like the only downside is Viper moves really slow, but now that you have your own courier, you can either start boots or get a windlace, and you can just run at people. It's going to be pretty effective. It'll be interesting to see how it does with AM, because I think ways that I'd love to see a Viper in a 5 role, you want something that bullies on the lane, right? Whereas AM just kind of like, it's like, shut up, leave me alone. I'm slapping creeps here, all right? Come back in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Also, it looks like these two teams have some changes because they have some stand-ins right now, so that's why we see some different faces in them. But in any case, they look solid even with the stand-ins. We have very, very popular players on both sides and very solid stacks. I think this game might be a little bit higher in quality than the first one, and we might see some better performances.
Are you even trying?
Yeah, but people are still a little bit biased towards Dendy, all right? MR 1.6 odds, 2.25 for FlyToMoon, as they have got 2 stand-ins. Like I said to you guys before, remember there's 30% cashback right now, but always responsibly, okay? You know, take that £10 you got in your card for Christmas. You know you're kind of going to be okay without that. And then just go a little bit small in the bets. Maybe only $2 a day. Triple your gains.
Only $2?
Yeah, you got to start easy, all right? Because some people like to be tactical, right? No. Oh, what are you doing? What are you putting in? How much are you putting in?
Just do all in first day.
All in.
All in first day, guys.
You're either like the best poker player in the building or the worst one, aren't you?
And that's literally me. Every time I play poker, people think that I'm a genius for the first 5 rounds, and then they think I'm a goddamn idiot for the last 5.
This guy's an idiot. He's going all in on nothing.
Exactly.
It's like the giveaway moment is when everyone's folded and you still yell all in. They're like, all right, this guy just really wants blood.
No matter what, all in.
Hey, this is some CIS dotes. If anywhere's going to be all in,
exactly. You
here.
need to dive. You need to dive even in poker.
Need to dive?
Yeah, dive.
Okay, I guess dive is a little bit harsh. But looks like the rune split is going to be in favor of MR. I get free.
Yeah, what about lanes, though? Right now they have a tri-lane. I suspect one of them will rotate to the clockwork. Interesting what Skyrat went for, Ring of Basilisk as his first item, and concussive shot. Not really the most common build on Skyrats.
It's not too bad with the extra slows though, right? Like, that's where you get your max impact. They could easily kill King R if he comes a bit far forward, actually. There we go.
Let's see. Viper is going on him.
Very slowly moving across, and the King R's like, all right, the ultimate counter, I'll just TP out.
Yeah, that should be your position for Disruptor, by the way. So he'll get a lot of farm. I've seen it done a couple of times. I've seen some players go Disruptor 4 with Whale build, like the bonus magic damage.
Oh, Ghost Stick. Is he? Nah, he's going to look the wrong way.
He might... he TPs.
He just wants to stack that wave.
Yeah, exactly. So he did succeed at stacking the wave, and because of that, it should push. So he might get some farm, even versus a tri-lane. Because remember, in the end, it's FlyToMoon playing as 3 here. And because of that, the clockwork should suffer too.
Well, Ghost Stick's suffering now. Will he get to deny is the question. Yes, he does.
But he doesn't have a TP, so he's going to have to run top. It's a rough lane for them.
Yeah, on the other side, it's not the easiest lanes for the clockwork either, right? The Naga's naturally in a one-on-one counters you, but there's always a Nature's Prophet here as well.
I mean, he's doing all right. He's even denied the range creep here. He's level 2.5. I think General is doing generally well on this bottom lane in comparison to the Panda and Disruptor, who literally have been completely zoned out by Slayer and Viper. Like, look at the experience. Disruptor has a little bit, but Panda has none. Like, 0 experience so far.
And then you compare on the other side, LeBron, instead of being, well, the LeBron on the lane, has decided to become the NBA master of the jungle. As he's not really been bullying Clockwork out at all. He's just been cutting waves.
It's difficult, right? Because if you remember, a long time ago, Clock used to be one of those heroes that can always solo lane. Because you have cogs, right? So you just cog the creep wave in, you move it back, and you get free experience under the tower. And that's exactly what General can do. And because of that, LeBron has to opt to go and pull creeps in order to prevent him from getting free experience.
Yeah, you can even see in his build, General's holding a point now, but he's yet to level Battery Assault. Because it's just completely wasted on this lane. How's the mid looking, though? We haven't checked that out so far. Dendy's got a slight lead of Iceberg, but that's just Magnus right now. Do you expect this to happen?
Yeah, it's not really the most interesting lane, Lash versus Magnus. Unless Dandy manages to catch him with some skewer back into the tower, I don't think he's any threat for Iceberg Lash.
It's very unlikely that either of them die without a rotation, basically. However, you could see a situation where LeBron TPs for mid, and that I think MR has slightly better kill potential in the mid right now, right?
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Especially as Dandy does not have the skewer. Ne tak ploho одиноко без тебя. Ой, misclick. The hell? He just said, I'm feeling so... It's so bad for me without you, Adinoko. I don't know what Adinoko is. I guess it's one of these players.
It's his pet name for him.
Yeah, but he did say misclick, so maybe it was meant for his girlfriend.
Okay, yeah. So he's playing Dota on his phone. Shh, Liz, The public doesn't know about Dota Mobile yet.
Ah, all right, all right.
So he's got WhatsApp on his desktop, guys. It's all good.
But we all feel bad without our girls, right? Right, Pigeon?
Or our guys, people.
Paper hands.
21st century. I feel bad without you, baby.
Yeah.
We're so far apart. You're off in the United States of.
Wait, I was
Bosnia.
saying girlfriend, not you, dude. Come on, bro.
Hey, yeah, but you can have bro love as well. All right.
Yeah, bro love is it's accepted. It's allowed. It's actually not only accepted and allowed, it's preferred.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we're on average, like I'm on average much cheaper present wise. You just get me a few cans of energy drink. I'll love you forever.
All right, I've bought you already then.
Or you just
For
get
a
me
couple-
$10
for a couple of years for-
bets on GG Bet. I'll take that as well, baby.
Damn, dude, very very transparent right there.
Hey, you got past the time when disconnects happen like this. I'm pretty sure one of them has just gotten out of his seat and is running to the other's house to proclaim his love after Iceberg started this. I think that's what's happening. But
It could be. It could be that. Or Iceberg just went out to hit his boxing bag a little bit,
why can't I win this lane?
Yeah, 2 CS behind. Better get up, hit the bag a little bit, let the rage out.
He's got Dendi posters of Dendi.
Gogo's name. Do you want my Russian translation?
Go for it. I'm sure it'll be wrong.
Why are we chilling? Who are we waiting for? There.
All right, there you go. More translation.
Okay.
This is easy for me.
Okay. Okay, I can't translate this.
Oh yeah, isn't that bad?
Okay, so they came to fly from the penis font.
What?
And he need to wait. What is?
They came to fly from the penis font.
Yeah, from the penis.
I think there's. I don't think that's the right type of ink that they're using on that font there, buddy.
Oh, I'm telling you, 100%. I guess he needs to. They came. Okay, they came to him from that font, and he pay his debt or something.
So you're saying he's trading tricks to get on the team?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. That's a news scoop right there. Probably shouldn't trust us.
All right. So what's happening? Let's just quit this podcast.
There's not really much to talk about in this game. I mean, it's like the lane phase is really clear, right? They're gonna try and let Anti-Mage get free farm, bully all non-stop, and then when Clockwork gets 6, he just rotates mid.
Yeah, they're ready. I think the most important thing right now in the laning stage is that Ghostic has been completely crushed. He is still level 1. He's going to suffer super hard. He needs to. Panda is a sort of a hero that can definitely do well with little. Like, it doesn't really matter too much how hard you crush him, but this has been horrible. He's the same level as Skyrat, and look at Slayer. He's just following him.
I was about to say, like, define little, because he actually has more levels than he has CS right now.
Yeah.
And LeBron's trying to help by sniping some couriers and pulling the wave. He'll only be able to do one of those things.
He managed to pull the creeps, and Ghostic might find some more experience that way. But so far, VTune has done an excellent job when it comes to controlling the equilibrium.
That's just going to get worse from here. Because the problem is, once you leave King on the lane, this happens. They just move in, pummel him down, kill him off, get themselves a freebie. One more hit will be required. There we go.
VTune, he wants it.
He'll yoink it. A nice first blood, so it's definitely worth it. Even salves up afterwards.
That's such a great lane for Anti-Mage. Such a great start for him. And I believe it's very important for him to have a good start because he's playing versus an Naga. To be in front a little bit.
He's
And
also playing against Magnus, which at the moment, I feel like the new mag with Ags is basically a better anti-mage, right? Because you pay the same as a Battle Fury and you actually farm quicker.
Then they got a good rune here with the haste, so he's able to dish out some damage into Iceberg. Top lane Ghostic, he did manage to pull a creep wave, but they're diving him super hard. They can't really dive any longer. And you know what as well? There's a point in a game in which you're hitting a dead person. Like this Panda, at one point you're supposed to leave him, let him get something, or this might happen. They might rotate 3 heroes, and suddenly Slayer, who's in front, he dies in that same Panda.
TP'd as well.
Exactly. Always wanna fly, might survive here. Let's see.
They can get the blocks, maybe, but King R's baiting himself a lot. He doesn't have the Thunder Strike for 4 seconds. Always Want to Fly is taking a lot of damage, and Dendi is rotating. He decides it's not worth it. Oh, that was the salve used as well. He'll go for the TP out. They don't have the means to stop it. Nah, it's still only level 2. He took the point in the kinetic field, which they knew when they tried to kill him previously and Disruptor didn't glimpse anyone.
Yeah, pretty much what happened is they tried to force their aggression on Ghostic a bit too much, and because of that he got a free kill. And instead of just leaving Vtune alone and starting to pressure the Naga, they made a small mistake on that top lane, which does happen very often though when you start as a tri lane. So that's really something that you can hold against them way too much. Mid lane, Dendi.
RP is going to come out. Lestrak's still doing more damage though, and Dendi will back off just in time. Will barely live. Does have a salve to heal up. Iceberg is too low to pursue any further. That's RP used. LeBron? Oh no, this is more than he bargained for. They're going to turn around, come in, and make some profit in the end. Disrupt's going to be too late to assist, and Dendi has no mana.
I have absolutely no idea what the plan there was, because that Lash is on 15% HP. Even if you port into a Soul Lash, you're not taking him down next to that tower. Has tangles to eat through your trees. That was a little bit of a mistake, but LeBron is definitely a very capable Furion player, and he'll make it up for his teammates. Like, he'll make some good plays later on.
He's setting a low standard. Well. Like, you know, if you do crap here, you can only do better, is the idea.
Yeah. And he's done some good plays too, like when he rotated top to take down the Sky Rat. He's had some good stuff.
Oh, you're right. So he's already had a good play. It's just the worst one. All right, he's not calibrating up. He's up and down.
Mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. That's all.
And Kaysani, he's still farming well, but Clockwork is starting to get some CS in. He's getting decent XP, and he will soon have 6. And there it is now. This is where he could start to rotate mid and find easy kills. Question is, does he even need to? Like, he could just stay here, right? Because I don't feel like MR is applying pressure on the AM at all. So he's not under any rush to move away from this lane.
He's not like, basically what we have now is 2 carries that are just gonna farm the next couple of minutes for the next 5 minutes more or less. AM is going to get his Battle Fury after that. Manta, same probably for Naga Siren, who's gonna go for Manta, perhaps Diffusal afterwards, and then look to fight. Nothing before that. It's on these other 4 heroes to create space and start making moves. Oh, and there we go. General actually goes for Xani on the bottom lane.
Yeah, good damage out. No salve available to him right now. LeBron doesn't have one. But with the headdress, he can always heal up. And he did get the Royal Jelly, which LeBron is deciding right now.
Royal Jelly, yeah.
He's making the hard decision. Do I want to use it myself? I kind of have the ability to TP back to base, so it would be greedy. And I'm sure Dendi would love 1.25 mana regen at this stage in the game.
What's Dendi building into now that we talk about him? He has 2 bracers, poor man's shield that he found. He's just farming. He maxed out the Empower, 0 levels in Skewer, so full into farming mode. I think it's... again, you talked about this. The Empower level 4 definitely can help. Even a Naga Siren, if you use it on her, she's going to farm a bit faster. Makes it easier to play against this Vtune's AM, who will have a fairly fast Battle Fury, as he had that First Blood as well as the free lane.
And it's just in general, like I said, you know, you just turn into a better AM, right? Like, you move around at similar speed. By the time he gets his Battle Fury, you're halfway towards an Ags. Then you have more mobility. Hookshot misses LeBron. Doesn't make it out. He didn't block with his trees, which means General can still run him down, kill him off. He's trying for the Sprout play. Will push General away from his team, but no RP play available, as they only just got a point to Skewer.
He had a slight chance there to move his trees. He just wasn't microing them. I think if he microed them towards the Battery Assault, if one Battery Assault connects to the trees, he's out. Unlucky, a little bit unfortunate for him. Perhaps he didn't even notice the clock until it was too late. Also, he was lucky there to start TPing, because of that TP, he stopped moving and General missed his hook. Sometimes it happens. Like, Clock's hook is definitely one of the easier skill shots to connect with, but sometimes people just move sporadically or make some unpredictable move and you miss.
It's that classic, I already know he's running there, I'm out of range. I just run a little bit closer and oh no, all of a sudden I'm a Stormtrooper, I can't hit crap.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens.
So, minute 10, is happening as well. And now we should see some engagements around these outposts. As you can see, Dandy has rotated top towards Ghostic already. And this top outpost should be theirs, while Clockwork is moving towards the bottom right one.
Yeah, there's no easy way to stop General from capturing this one. So it should be one outpost apiece. Beaton did yoink one of the bounty runes, though. Same for Kaysani on the other side. So Core's just finding more gold. The rest of the team grabbed that XP.
Sunny basically could have went there and contested the clock, but he's afraid that the supports might rotate too. And if he's silenced by Slayer, he can easily die. So it's a safer thing that what he did. Take the other bounty, move into the jungle, and just continue farming.
That and it's a double brace of Clockwork, right? And you don't have any stun other than your ultimate, so there's no easy way for you to stop him from capturing. Whereas obviously he can stop you very easily. Stop. Stun comes out. King R will go down. The split's been used, and Ghost is going to travel deep here, but realizes a big mistake and try and back away. There's the Cyclone coming out, but the hook shot will still be available, so Ghostic needs to keep on running. There's no flare. Give vision for 5 more seconds, so it looks like he should make it out with the bruise split. But that's not how you want to use your first one.
That's definitely a completely wasted split. Then again, there's the Empower from Dandy. He might get that one at least to work with, and he can continue farming. You can see that both of these teams, they aren't really making a lot of moves. If you remember that last game, we had a Lycan on one side, and that forced the team to make these objective-taking movements, right? In this game, you have AM on one side and the Naga on another. So we're pretty much in for a long haul. We shouldn't see too many objectives taken early on. Iceberg, all eyes on this guy. He's the one that's supposed to rotate around and use his edict to take down structures. And he's trying that right now.
True. He should be able to take down the structures pretty easily. And look at the rotation around the back. Hook shot in. They found Dandy. Mystic Flare comes out. The follow-up stun will get the kill. And this is the other part that makes FlyToMoon's draft easy to execute, is they have an offlaner that can actively look for kills on a regular basis and isn't locked in by a huge cooldown ultimate.
As long as he has Slayer with him, it's easy for him. However, there's Naga plus Disruptor. Let's see.
They haven't got the split, though. There is Static Storm goes down on the track, trying to move away, but it's too little too late. We'll use yours to buy a little bit of time, and now he can actually retreat. The Sprout protects him, in fact, gives him that zone that they can't get in now. Clockwork comes in. Nice Cogs down to 2. Kaysani doesn't push himself out. Will be pushed away by the Cogs, and Iceberg is on the hunt. Looks for the final hit, but can't find it just yet. Gets LeBron. Has to back up. Always Want to Fly is almost turning into a pseudo-name of Always Want to Die, as the TP out will fail and he will fall. They do keep the tier 1 alive, though.
They keep the tier 1 alive, but they do waste their big combo. You were talking about spells that take huge cooldowns, and that's definitely Disruptor's ulti plus Nagas. On the other side, you have Clock with Hookshot that's already up again, so he can look to fight as soon as Slayer connects to him. I think like Clockwork in this particular game is very strong because he has this pair. He has Slayer Skyrat to silence the target that he hookshots and burst it down with his ultimate. So these two should work together and rotate across the map all the time.
I feel like the catch with Clockwork right now to make him work is if you have a good means to get quickly to 12, right? Like early outpost control and early pushes that force fights. Because once you get down to 45-second cooldowns, you can keep fighting. He's ready to do that because Dendy try and move away. Slurf does connect though. The stance is out and it looks like he will be going down. Meanwhile, Clockwork hunt for more. We'll find LeBron as well. Barry Salt is bouncing around on all those creeps though, and he'll go for the Sprout, TP away, but the split up is there. And Iceberg gets himself a double kill.
Yeah, like crushing the Panda in the laning stage seems to have been the crucial move for FlyToMoon, as we just don't see Ghostic in any of these fights. There we go.
He's going to try. That's right. He's moving in right now, but he doesn't know who. He looks confused. He's like, who do I go for? Slayer, maybe. But this, I don't know if this feels worth it, even if you now get the kill. This is a big cooldown for this kill, and Iceberg is waiting, so they might try and turn around. They'll back away.
Wasn't the kill. It looked like he didn't know where to go because he was actually chasing Lash. Lash already escaped into the fog. Iceberg already left, so that's why they used that split. Then again, they did manage to defend the tier 1, and when you're playing a lineup with an anti-mage, it's definitely important to keep all your tier 1s alive for as long as possible.
However, Kaysani, he gets wrong. Yeah, this is just a back away. You accept it was a mistake. Yeah, no Arcane Rune, so it's not the longest cooldown hook shot, but still a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, 30% reduced, 42 seconds on a cooldown. It's really not the greatest loss ever.
No. I feel like the changes with hookshot cooldown as well in the big patch helped make Clockwork viable late game again. Because it just felt before if you didn't have Ags, the hero felt kind of off with his timings.
Yeah, it's just a hero that gets a lot of pickups and then suddenly becomes pretty much useless. But they did smoke up instantly again, and
Yeah,
now
haven't
they
got
might
hook
run
shot.
straight into him in 2 seconds.
Silence
Very
will last
strong.
long enough, and there's the hook shot in. The lockdown is there with the Mystic Flare. Keisani cannot escape.
And on the mid lane as well.
Oh, no, they didn't deny the tower. It was close, but Iceberg managed to get the final hit as well. So all the gold going the way of FlyToMoon, and Iceberg might find a freebie. Looks like LeBron is checking out a basketball game because it doesn't look like he's looking at dirt right now, as he will be found out and killed off.
Yeah, he didn't have trees to work with. The trees already died somewhere else, so he couldn't scout with them. Instead of sending the small trees, he sends himself and he just dies there. Yeah, it's fine. Sometimes you forget that you're not microing the trees and you just die. Kappa.
No tree children, so Tree Daddy tries to make the moves. This is the nature of Nature's Prophet support, though, right? Like, when you're behind, you don't do anything. You just kind of have to scout, snipe a few couriers, push your lane, but you can't really fight.
Actually, check Dandy's item build. He went for Echo Saber into BKB, so he wants to be the right-clicking Magnus. He wants to be the damage dealer as well.
And it's fair as well, right? Like, we've seen what happens. If he does go for this Ag Skewer build, there's a silence. And that's all that they need to ruin him.
Always want to fly.
Yep, they're going to ruin Always Want to Fly. And the song just to get the Aquila, the commitment from the Naga. Because that's all she's going to get. But
He was maybe thinking about
good.
going for... He was maybe thinking about going for Slayer as well. And Everett
that's
wasn't
true,
close
but
enough.
it's a chicken. You know how fast this hero is, right? Like, if you're songing there, you're probably worried they're going to try and steal your item.
Which, in case Clockwork was around, definitely could have happened.
Speaking of which, what's General going for next? He is going towards the Yules on Clockwork. Which,
Yeah, it's alright versus the Disruptor as well. You know, helps you versus his ulti. Helps you with bonus movement speed, some mana regen. Not really the most common build,
no.
definitely.
It is secondary
gives
catch
you-
as well, right? Like, because you can Yules, get past the person, and push them back with cogs. So if you screw up your hook shot, maybe. But yeah, definitely not the most common. Like, what we usually see the 4-stars, I feel like, is the best item right now on this hero.
I mean, 4-staff has literally been the best item on Clock for ages now. Aghanims, 4-staff, earned, something like that is your most standard build.
Also, I would say, in fairness, the Yules does work into an Axe build-up because you can dodge out half of the stun duration with the Yules. With the overclock, because you get stunned for that 4-second window.
Dandy.
Oh boy. Well, this is all too familiar in this game. He's not having a good time. The Static Storm won't change anything, and instead, King Arl will now die as well. As I am. He says, creeps are wonderful, but I'll take heroes whenever I can get them.
And
Gee,
this is,
General,
the
you want to
first, this is the first time that Vitune has joined these fights as well with his anti-mage, and he's already doing enough, helping his teammates up. And Battle Fury and Manta has been completed. I think very soon we'll see a full 5-on-5 clash. On the side of MR, you definitely do have ways of taking good team fights. You just have to initiate properly. You need to smoke up and find some good team fight with the Sleep and the Disruptor's ulti. But I think most importantly, they need the Ghost Stick to be that hero up front that can scout them out. But it's so difficult when you're far behind. No blink on the Panda. Definitely, it feels like you have one team with an offlaner and another without one.
Yeah.
Ghostic is an amazing player, by the way. I have nothing but utmost respect for this guy, but...
I think it's the hero is the problem. Like, every time I see Brew at the moment, it's just too... I won't say awkward. It feels like a hero that if he doesn't win his lane definitively, it doesn't do anything for the next 20 minutes.
I mean, the problem is the fact that they just tri-laned him and dumpstered him in the laning stage. That's the problem. They just destroyed him.
Just like, even if you do get off to a good start, I've just seen every time you get into a big fight, like the Brewmaster split, all the Brewlings just get melted. They're not that tanky when you think about it. Especially against these more aggressive kind of 15-20 minute push lineups that we see a lot now.
Also, every time he used the split, it was either to try and catch someone or to try to follow up a fight which has already ended. It wasn't really like 3 or 4 brew splits ended in getting a kill on a support at max. And that's not really how you want to use them.
Yeah, he's looking like that person at the end of the karaoke night when the music gets turned off. He's like, just starts singing to the mic. He doesn't want the night to end, shall we say.
Yeah. Keep the party going. Come on.
It's just terribly screaming at the top of his lungs, but everyone's just running home on the flight. And like, nope, we're done. We'll be back later. They might be ready to fight now. They'll have to be General. He's slowed down a little bit, but he has the hook shot to escape.
Kill.
Bye.
Yeah.
He used to split as well.
Yules?
Look at the glimpse back. And he has still got the Yules. Cogs pushed another person away, but it looks like General might still go down. Yules to buy a little bit of time. Cyclone on the side onto Leshrac as well, so they might have a follow-up kill. And now they need to get Iceberg out. He's actually going deeper instead. He wants to fight this right now. The Static Storm's going to go down. He has got the Yules. He's going to hold on to it. The Bloodstone converts him over. Buyback comes out from Clockwork. Okay, Science down to half HP already. Has to go for the Song play. The RP. No, the root. Dendi actually used the RP. Now the Skewer back. He's bringing Leshrac towards the team. That's not the move to make. We'll TP away just in time. LeBron gets out as well. And King R will glimpse one back. But there's still more chasing. General does have the Yules if need be, but they should be able to slow him down enough to kill the Disruptor. And once again, big ultimates used. And MR, they don't really get much out of it.
They don't get much out of it. They did force a buyback and they did kill General, but as you just said, big ultimates from Disruptor, from Panda, from everyone. Everyone pretty much on the side of MR used their ultimate. While on the side of FlyToMoon, you don't even have these big cooldown spells. And they still take, well, they don't take a good fight for themselves as they lost the clock, but then again, they take down the tier 1, they take some objectives, they don't really lose a team fight. Now they'll have a full Skadi soon on Anti-Mage. They're slowly slipping out of control on the side of FlyToMoon.
And General might just be about to get a freebie here. LeBron's moving away just in time. He did find an Invis rune, so Clockwork won't be able to gank his bank. Meanwhile, as a result, Iceberg, he is alone here, but Naga in a lot more trouble. The damage is just too much. Trying to get across the shrine and stay alive long enough, and will be able to do so. Hey, Sani.
Those heals. There you go. LeBron ports in, uses the mech, saves the Naga, uses the shrine, as saves pretty much Sunny and punishes Iceberg. Iceberg is a kind of player that I've seen this multiple times that I'm completely convinced in the reality of this. Like every time he has a really good start and he's crushing, he makes these super aggressive plays and he gets punished more often than not.
They're actually trying to hit into Dendi here. It's just the move they want to make, so they'll back away now. But I think you're right. Like, I've seen this plenty of times. It's kind of that Optimus Prime mode, right? Like, I can take on the whole goddamn world right now.
Exactly. Pretty much.
And then you just get thrown into pieces of scrap. Realize, actually, I need to bring the whole group with me next time.
What about Dendi, though? He's been crushed. Like, when it comes to the course, he's sitting on the 4th place.
He still doesn't have the BKB.
The Clockwork doesn't have the BKB yet, and they've been finding him in this jungle when he farms very often.
Well, they found someone in the jungle. Slayer just got a freebie on a King R. Will die for it.
Not really a freebie if you die for it, right?
I mean, I don't know. I guess you could say it's a power play. He still thumbs up about it. He's like, disrupt the move from the board, boys.
He's asserting his dominance. Like
exactly.
He goes into the jungle on his own, kills the support, gets out. He's fine with it. Was it worth it? I don't think so, because Naga got a free kill, like a solo kill, but at the same time, he should feel good about himself, you know. Also, that clumsy net on Skyrat is amazing. You have Athos and then you have clumsy net as well.
Yeah, they're dying. They're definitely dying in the 6th player at that point.
Always wanna fly.
He has got the Veil. He's actually throwing out the Viper Strike and forced them away here. The break's coming out with a lot of heroes, but no one to follow up. Looks like FlyToMoon, they're getting a little bit over cocky here. You know, one hero gets picked off and they keep running them still.
They're still not really losing the network battle. They're 9k ahead. Anti-Mage is doing a really good job at making that happen. He has his Skadi now completed, moving towards the BKB. I think one of the things is, like, this Anti-Mage is still scared. Even with all the items that he's got, he still doesn't really want to engage without completing his BKB, as he can fall easily to the Disruptor's ult, right? So, has to be careful.
Yep, the RPs as well. There's an Imp Claw and Magnus with Empower as well. You can kind of imagine how quickly V-Tune's health does disappear in those fights.
Yeah. And then we talked about him and how he's been crushed in the laning stage. I mean, not in the laning stage, but after it.
Oh,
has a
Magnus.
BKB now.
Yep, as I said, just use the BKB as well, and now he just has to run away. That's your 10-second BKB. You used to dodge the gank. You don't even get the tier 1 tower for it, and they still have the hook shot. You can already see the Centaur blocking the opportunity, though. Smoke. Oh, Icebergs will break straight away.
Yeah, it's not really the best way to use that first duration of the BKB, but at least he didn't die. And I believe it's more of a defensive BKB than anything else overall, as he's been killed multiple times so far by the Clock plus Sky.
Yep, upsettingly for a lot of people, this is not the Dendi show right now. General. Glimpse back. Got the ulls. Won't have to use it though. Just hook shots out. The split was used again. Oh no. This is way too late to move across. Maybe you get a cyclone out, but now you're fighting in towards the tier 1 tower. And that gives the side of FlyToMoon time to recommit themselves to a 5-on-5 engagement.
It's not even only the tier 1, right? It's the vision that they have around that. It's on their side of the map. It's also the fact that Panda doesn't have his ulti, so they could find a way to fight around him.
All right, here you go. This is the play. Dendi, he just found a quickening charm, so Ghostic can press R more often, and it's less painful when we see him do these splits.
Yeah, Ghostic is actually building for Blink Dagger next. He has a Helm of Dominator after the Vlads. Now he's going for the Blink. I think this Blink, he needs it as soon as possible because of the way that he's been playing. He uses his ulti somewhere super far away so that he can reach the targets, but it's never really on point. So far, it hasn't been on point.
No, and the problem is, even if you blink in, if you get caught by the Skywrath, the silence straight away, you still have no protection. So it is risky. It's not the type of game where you want to have this kind of build-up. Usually you see something like, what, the BKB situation, but instead you see him die. He gets caught out. Trying to break out, but the Viper Strike is there. Trying to just juke and jive, but that will be a dead Panda.
Yeah, Xani is moving towards his home, so that's silver lining for MR. This Naga is farming well. He's not keeping up with the AM though. AM is 7k ahead. This is a pretty sick game for VTune.
Yeah, and the worry with Naga is she always gets that point. It's like, well, you can't kill Naga, but what about the rest of your team, right?
I think they can kill the Naga with Lash, right? You still have a lot of AoE versus her.
Yeah, but you don't care as much, if that makes sense, right? Like, if you get it, sure. But Naga, she's in trouble now. She's got split up from her illusions as well. She's going to keep on fighting because they've got the means to get TPs across. Always want to fly throughout the Viper Strike, but we'll go down in general. Trying to run for the high hills. They need to actually finish off Viper. We'll do so. Backline stabbed into, though. Iceberg with the BKB chasing in. Buyback comes out for Viper as well. And Dendi, his BKB is going to run out soon. Song to try and retreat. They're not sure they want to do this because AM has arrived for the fight. The buyback does come out from Skywrath as well, so it's all commitment from FlyToMoon. Hook shot in, does connect. Dendi going to go down as they use the Vanavoid to finish him off. The split used again and Ghostic. No. Oh, buddy, I feel for you. Moments like this, I don't think this guy has been able to get one aggressive split playoff in the entire game, and instead,
he might just die.
He is just going to die. There's no way out, and that's Roche straight away.
Straight into the pit, why not? 3 of them dead. You forced your 2 forced the buyback, but for a really good cause.
I think they're not done yet. Slayer's looking for a kill into LeBron. He'll mech up. Concussive comes out, though, and one more bolt will do it. Oh, no, the Sprout. Is he going to get away with this? Doesn't look like it. He will go down. Meanwhile, Aegis is taken. VTune has a second life.
Yeah, V2 now has that Aegis to work with. They should close this game out very soon. You have the 2 BKBs to work with. Naga?
That's your POS 5 running down the POS 1. And now Assistant's arriving. Beaten. Blink in. Glimpse to get one away, but there's the BKB. Iceberg says party time. Kisani, I think he is. The Static Storm to try and stop them. They don't care, though. Maybe you always want to fly dies, but that's just part of his moniker at this point. They run through, they find an additional kill, and that's 3 dead on the side of MR. And the only good thing is FlyToMoon haven't got control of the creep waves.
Yeah, they don't have any creeps near the high ground, and that's the only thing keeping Graxes up for MR. It's a very difficult position that they're in right now. Naga, she's just not strong enough to deal with this team. I think the last pick Lash was a moment of brilliance for FlyToMoon as they moved their Viper to the position 5. I think it was a really good play. Now Iceberg, you just saw like Naga is pretty damn well farmed. It doesn't matter. Lash still deals with her easily.
True. Just burst through him. And also the Viper, like the position 5 Viper getting this Veil, just freeing up that early gold so Iceberg can pursue other items, just gave them so much kill potential in the early game. And it still is relevant at this stage.
Yeah, the Veil, the Nether Toxin. Iceberg also got great neutral items. He has the Vambrace Intelligence. He also has Craggy Coat. So this is a pretty much dream for tier 2, tier 3 items for Lash.
You can see Dendi. His dream now is to get an Ags and try and make a play because the RPs, he's not really had great opportunities this game. It feels like every time MR, they don't have a situation where they can commit all their ultimates, they can commit half. And it's never enough. Even if they get a pick off, right now you have to deal with Iceberg, you have to deal with VTune. I'd say even the supports on FlyToMoon do enough on their own now. So you can look at it two ways, right? Like, any kill is high value, but also someone else will avenge them straight afterwards.
I mean, I don't think they care about avenging anyone any longer. They just care about high ground as they move towards it.
They've learned their lesson.
Yeah. MR, they're not even close. They have to start TPing in to defend this.
Tower is still going to fall at this rate. These two are so tanky that FlyToMoon haven't got a care in the world. Dora will attempt the Sprout, but they can't protect the tier 3, and that'll be a back away as FlyToMoon can now clean up the Shrine. Take the S out of that equation as we only have 2 in the game now.
Shrine will fall easily, and then you go for the bounties that are on the top lane, which you can pick up. Boost your gold up a bit, finish the butterfly on anti-mage, finish what I suppose will be Shiva's on iceberg, yeah. I guess. No, it's actually... What's he buying?
Is this
Iceberg
the... Let's go for the... Is that Octarine? I think he's going Octarine, yeah. BKB.
Alright.
They forced one out of him. However, there could be a backstab right now. Look at the position of General and V2. If they catch Dendy, this is huge. Blink in. They go even deeper. They want to try and force someone out Ghostic. They know he'll split very prematurely most of the time. Split Earth is out onto Dendy. Song's going to be there to try and protect him. He doesn't know whether to fight or go. He will skewer out just in time. Custom shot will slow him down. The Atos follow up as well as they blink in. V2 and will force out the BKB from Dendy. The Silence is there on the Ghostic to make sure he can't whoopsie daisy press on the R button.
He was trying his best. He was trying his best to keep that BKB up, but he couldn't. He had to use it. Disruptor just falls so easily.
He will probably have to buy back here. They're going to force it out of him. You can already see LeBron just pushing for a tier 1 right now. Not really the big play you're looking for.
They need to somehow fight this. They don't have Song. It's going to be very difficult to set up the Disruptor's ulti, but they need to find a way.
They do have RP, though. That's the good news. They can maybe make something happen. So this is based on whether FlyToMoon push for a second lane. I think they might just do that. Iceberg stuns up the illusion so he doesn't take too much damage. Sprout doesn't work very well when your own Magnus pulls them out of it. And the push just continues. Clockwork still got the hook shot as well. Ghostic permanently silenced. Good luck doing anything. Another silence. This is actually pretty sad to watch.
Yeah, he can't even split. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't.
Glimpse.
Glimpse.
Gonna get one back, but the BKB is available again on Iceberg. Octarine pays for itself.
Yeah, that's 2 sides down. What did you get out of it? You got Lash's BKB.
Maybe you get a Viper, which is usually a good thing, but this is a support Viper. So, he'll die for the cause.
What an era that we're living in, man. Support Vipers winning games.
Tune in next week for Chaos Knight support.
I mean, Chaos Knight support was a thing. Position 4.
Oh yeah, but it's been dead for a while. I think it's back actually with because they moved the minus armor back onto his reality room.
But position 5 or 4 Vipers.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that was ever a thing. I mean, there's always a couple of players that are like
2B.
Everything works, you know, everything works. It's dotes. But yeah, not really often have I seen a Viper support.
It's just been dropped. It felt like it just slotted in nicely and enhanced everything about FlyToMoon's lineup. And Ghostic, oh boy. I mean, there's the silence again. This guy is he's gonna have PTSD about silences at this rate. V2 ready to fight an illusion war and try and win it here as Naga has to back away. They'll throw out the root, but that'll be enough. You'll actually see Radiant have to back up as they realize there is vision for the side of FlyToMoon here. Hook shot in. King, oh no! The 4-star! He followed through! They're going to catch him out. He's going to go down. He has no way back. There's this buyback. Comes out on Brewmaster, but there is no buyback for Disrupt. They used it last time. Clockwork will be rooted up, but the Master of Illusions himself, Naga, is just running away. V2 is wailing on him. There's the Mana Void out, and that is going to be a dead Naga. Does have buyback. Split has been used as well. If you're going to do something, it has to be right now. It's the buyback. V2 already in the triple kill, looking to actually add another notch to the belt. He might at this rate. Iceberg is not an ideal target, though. They might be forced for it. Skewer back. BKB. Iceberg says hello. Everyone can die now. Cyclone out onto anti-mage to control him up. But that split has run out now, and you find yourself in a precarious scenario. No Disruptor still for 35 seconds. You're trying to buy time. But FlyToMoon, they won't give it to you. They go for the final racks. And Iceberg only down to half HP. So much armor from this craggy coat. V2.
You can sleep.
Song. All right, this is your moment.
What's the setup though? You have RP.
Double RP.
Yes.
Let's see if he can do it. But look at the hook shot in. He can just try and cogs him. No, he actually, the Yules dodges Thriller Rack, but instead they drag him 2 with Clockwork and V2. But V2 chasing on the Dendi will look to finish him off. The Sprout to save his life. Yules is going to be there though. General has the cogs to finish him off. He will go down. They'll turn around looking at LeBron as well. Buyback comes out from Always Want to Fly. Not that he'll ever make it to the fight before this might be closed out, as the Mystic Flare's going to go down. Kisani's got low. He is going to fall. Dendi trying to do what he can, but after the buyback, no RP makes it a bit awkward. V2 does get skewered in. Has got the blink. He's holding on to it the whole while. Does actually manage to get the counter spell out, but there's going to be a glimpse back just in time. But nice dodge out the Manta. Beautifully done. The 1 opportunity. They call GG. They're like, okay, I can't deal with your mystical skills. You win, V2. You win, FlyToMoon. And sadly, Dendi's stack's not looking good.
After the Manta dodge, you just give up. I actually thought this game was going to be a lot closer. But this draft of MR just didn't work. I think, obviously, it was a moment of brilliance from FlyToMoon to last pick the Lash and put Viper as a support. Maybe that's what they planned all along, but it looked like FlyToMoon were in complete control of this game at any given point. Did MR even make a single play this game? Did they even do a single smoke? I don't believe they did. I don't believe they have. Like, all of their plays were delayed. They were waiting for this Panda to get an item to use his split. But Panda has been, I believe, FlyToMoon, they drafted well, and then they approached this game super well too. Leaving General alone in the laning stage, completely crushing the Panda, so he's super delayed when it comes to his item progression and split and his levels, right? So he always splits super far away from the fight. He's never there on time. They try to make a couple of glimpse kills. They do, but it's usually some Viper that dies. Look at the Iceberg. He has 1 death. Vitune has 0. It's a very difficult game for MR. Also, you have these 2 cores. You have the Panda and the Brew, mid and off lane. I'm Panda and the Brew. Magnus and the Brew. Magnus is going for Echo Saber BKB. He's never online. They're never able to initiate. He's just farming and being picked off. And Brew already had a difficult laning stage. I believe maybe they should have adapted to that somehow. Perhaps a blink on Magnus a bit earlier so that he can play around his supports. But you also mentioned it in the game. It's what these supports do. Slayer, he just needs levels, and he's already super strong with General. Like, I used to play even 5 years ago when I was playing. I mean, when I took my first steps into the professional scene, it was Skyrat plus Clock, the easiest combo ever.
Back when I was...
Yeah, you have Skyrat. Yeah, exactly. You have Skyrat with insane amounts of damage, and then Clockwork is the one that sets it up. What do you have on MR? You have Nature's Prophet and Disruptor. Like, what exactly will you do? Where is your damage coming from in the mid game? Literally, where is your burst damage coming from? You have absolutely nothing. You have no damage to deal.
You don't have any core to play around at all, right? It's like the other big issue. These are all high cooldown or I want to farm type cores. Whereas
I think they needed. I think they needed to realize this somehow and create a better scenario for Ghostic, because if he doesn't have a game, they don't.
Yeah, I agree. Like, this is the one that immediately after the lane phase is going to do something. Like Magnus, we've seen what it does. It's like anti-mage 2.0. It just wants to fight. Hello there, Dendi. But then also Naga. Nagas don't want to fight early on. I think like the recurring issue whenever you draft Naga at the moment is it's almost just like the pub player solution, right? It's the 9v1 logic, is that I won't ever die, but what about the rest of your team? Like, how do they survive in a fight? How do they actually enable you in a fight if they just die straight away? And that's what we saw here. I love the Viper though. I like the way that it just fit. It almost felt like they were drafting around the Viper, as you said. Maybe it was like switched over last moment to a support role, but it worked even with that change with these heroes. All in all, well played from FlyToMoon. I'm just checking what we got up next. Looks like we're going to have the winner bracket. So that should be Singularity versus FlyToMoon. Short break, then we'll return with more CIS Dota action. Well, CIS versus EU now. As we'll have Singularity versus FlyToMoon in the upper bracket, best of 1 in Group A. Stay tuned.